Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today is a week past when I got back from camp. Christian camp for the past month, which was honestly the best 4 weeks like ever. It was just such a good little detox from life and got me away from all the stress at home. As you can probably guess, I learned a lot from being away from home for 4 weeks. Like, everything I learned was so powerful and exactly what I needed. I really contemplated making this video because I was like, I don't know what to say exactly, or I don't know what to do exactly in this video. I thought it was really necessary to make because I wanted to make this video for myself and just get out what I've been learning. If you're not, be sure to subscribe. Let's get on into this video. First thing I want to talk about to y'all is that God has a plan, and I know that they're so basic, and that's how I felt every single time someone would say that to me. Like, whether I was going through a hard time and they would just be like, oh, well, God has a plan. I couldn't comprehend that for some reason. And I was like, well, if he has a plan, then why does he keep doing these things in my life? That mindset that I was going through completely needed to come to an end, because it's that he literally has a plan set before you. And whether that's good, whether that plan is hard for us, it's to drive us more towards him. And I wasn't seeing that whatsoever. I'm just gonna give y'all a quick run through of my year. This year had some really high highs and some really low lows. I started high school this year. It was awesome. In some ways it was amazing, in some ways it was really hard. Y'all, high school can be a really lonely time. I wasn't making the same decisions as a lot of people at my school were, and so it brought me just really down in the depths because I wasn't able to hang out with a lot of people because I wasn't going to make their choices or whatever it was. And that's not to call anyone out, it's just like I wasn't making the same decisions. It really brought me into this time of loneliness, which is okay, but it was hard because I was like, why am I doing life on my own? Y'all, I wasn't doing life on my own. Every single day the Lord had set before me, and he had a plan for me. And whether I could see that or not, he did. And he has a plan for each and every one of us. So if there's one thing that I learned from camp, it's just that he has a plan. And that's something that we can fall on and have peace with every single day. Each day that we fall into, we can wake up and say, you know what? Today the Lord has mapped out this day for me. I need to give it to him. I need to surrender my life to him. If there's one thing I learned, it's just literally give it all to him and be like, you know what, Lord, I don't know what's going to happen today. I don't know what's going to happen this year. Give it all to him and trust in him. I was being in control of my own life and being like, I'm lonely, I'm this. My real look towards should have been, you know what, I'm going to look for God in this moment and know that I'm not lonely because he is with me through it all. And each day he has mapped out before me. He literally knew what my life was going to look like from the day you were born to the day you die. I can't do this life on my own, and I need to give it to someone who actually has control of my life. Another thing that I want to talk to y'all about is that the Lord has a good track record of being faithful. Every single time, going off of that he has a plan, he is faithful, and he will walk with you through every single moment of life. And if that's not good news, I don't know what is. This year there have been so many moments when the Lord has been faithful, and I wasn't even aware of it. Like I said about me being lonely or whatever it was, there was a lot of nights where I would spend literally alone. I just hung out with my parents and my sister, which was fun and it was great, but it was hard for a lot of it. So it wasn't until about 3 months until May that my friend from my math class, who was a foreign exchange student, got welcomed into my life. I had her over once. We just became amazing good friends. And it wasn't until camp that I realized that she was such a blessing in my life, and I love her so much because she was just such a blessing from the Lord, proving that even when I can't see how he's going to be faithful, he is. And when you look back on it, you're like, gosh, he was faithful in that time. So I talked to my counselors about it, and I was like, I'm having some hard time realizing when he's being faithful. Y'all, there was just so many moments, and I don't know why I missed out on them, but they were just so evident. So I moved a few years ago. It was just like really hard at first because I was like, I don't know what his plan is, and that was really difficult. The Lord provided, and he gave me great leaders and mentors, and it's just so like evident that the Lord has a plan for us and that he's gonna be faithful. And this is the part that saddens me the most, is that we literally react and we're just like, oh, I don't really know. Do I really want to be a follower of Jesus? And we debate it so quite often, and I don't know why we do that, because we're sinful people. But our goal in life should be to strive to be more like him and react in faithfulness because he is faithful, y'all. Why do we stray away every single day? Well, our goal should be to be more faithful to him. If he's gonna die for us, his love for us and his faithfulness for us is immeasurable, and we react in that every single day in rebellion, but we need to be striving to be more like him. So the last thing I want to talk to y'all about is the things that I've already shared with y'all, is that he's faithful and he has a plan. So how do we react to that? So many of us, including myself, and that's just something that the Lord has completely broken me of this summer, is that I and so many others are not going out to tell people about it. Something that I really fell into was just that, oh, I'm not an evangelist, so I can't share the love of God. Or that's not really my gift, so I'm probably not gonna go tell people about God. Literally, so in fact, not the truth. That's not what I'm called to do. I'm called to go and make disciples. The Lord tells us that we need to go and make disciples. That's not a suggestion, but a command. He literally commands us to go and make disciples after we have such good news, and yet so many of us, including myself, don't on a daily basis. We have good news. We have the promise of heaven. Literally, so many people don't understand that they don't have the promise of heaven, but each day we can fall into the day knowing that if we die tomorrow, we can go to heaven. And so many people can't say that. So the question is, what's holding us back? Why are we not wanting to go tell people about it? Because quite honestly, it's selfish. Because we have the promise of heaven, and literally God brought his one and only son that was the perfect sacrifice because he hasn't sinned one bit, and he died for us, and he suffered the pain of the world. First of all, not only physical and the torture that he went through, but also he took on all the sin of the world. All the things that you're going through right now was on him, so that we could walk in freedom. That every day we don't have to look to our past, but only to our future and only look towards him. Why don't we react well to that? And why don't we say, oh my goodness, we have a relationship with Jesus and we have the promise of heaven. I want to go tell people about it. Because so many people in the world would get persecuted or killed for their faith. But here in America, we have literally so much freedom. So why don't we go out and tell people and be urgent about it? Because our days are numbered. And tomorrow we could die and we might not have told one person about the promise of heaven. Quite honestly, we are so selfish to hold back the promise of heaven and the relationship with Jesus if people have never heard about it. So why don't we go and make disciples like the Lord has told us to? What is holding us back? So those are just a few of the things that I've learned. It's honestly been miraculous to be so broken, because I came into camp and I was carrying so much weight. And I came out of camp and I was just like, you know what? I need to go and tell people about it that don't know about Jesus. When we're going through trials, he will be faithful because he's a faithful God. And there's not one place we could go that he's not going to be with us. Y'all, that is such good news and we can't hold that back. Those are just some of the amazing things that I learned from camp that I felt like I really needed to tell y'all, or just at least put this out there. It's been an amazing month and I learned so much. I will see y'all soon. Peace out.